the Pledge of Allegiance. Will the audience please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave. Good evening, parents, family, friends, and staff. On behalf of the class of 1997, I would like to welcome you to Golden Valley High School's second graduation exercise. I believe the class of 97 is very unique. We are the last class to attend East Campus and part of the original student body to open this new school. As a class, we have experienced good and bad, success and failure, triumph and tragedy. Yet through it all, we have stuck together and made it to this day. We appreciate your attendance at this graduation ceremony and hope it is a special occasion for you and your graduate.
Buenas tardes, padres, familias, amigos y facultad. La generación de 1997 de la escuela Golden Valley High School les desea una bienvenida a su segunda ceremonia de graduación. Creo que esta generación es única y especial porque fuimos los últimos en atender la escuela East Campus y parte de los originales del cuerpo estudiantil para abrir esta escuela nueva. Como clase hemos experimentado lo bueno y malo, el éxito y derrota, triunfo y tragedia. Y a pesar de todo, hemos logrado estar unidos y llegar hasta este día. Les agradecemos por estar aquí en esta ceremonia. Muchas gracias. 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 . 。 .
。 nhớ rằng ít chọn ít gì cứ tin ít chaจะพึ่งยืดเทียสิฟื้นชาได้ổn định để biết không cho được xa nó cứ trong xe tàu giải này mà nó tôi ba biết cổng lưu Golden Valley High School lần đầu xong thi ó nó cũng trên tàu để biết không này không giờ cái li vì tia bây giờ không cần gặp tàu bay cờ lúc chơi gần đây East Campus thì họ gọi y ba cũng để lưu Merced hay là khi lúc họ hiện chia nó sau đó ok ôi không biết tàu bỏ cái chia cái thua cái yên cái sư linh đời biết chơi li ship ba là tu ok hoặc là sau nữa nó biết trong xe tàu này chơi tua ba biết cổng nó thì linh đời cho
Ladies and gentlemen, our first musical selection tonight will be from the Golden Valley Jazz Ensemble. We'd invite the senior members of the class to please join the rest of the group. We'll give them a minute to get in place. At baccalaureate on Sunday and again on Monday night, I asked the members of the class who believe in God to touch base on the weather for Thursday because it looked like it was going to rain. These kids have some incredible connections. It's a beautiful evening, and we're really glad you're all here. The Golden Valley Jazz Ensemble had one of the most outstanding seasons that any jazz group has ever had. They were one of only 10 bands in the state of California to receive an invitation to perform in the Monterey Jazz Festival, which is a statewide jazz competition of the highest order. Mike Olmos was recognized as the outstanding trumpet soloist out of that entire competition. Under the direction of Mr. Greg Christensen, the A Jazz Ensemble will perform its final performance tonight on a tune entitled Nutville, featuring Mike Olmos on trumpet and Mikey Vasquez on tenor sax. Please enjoy. Ladies and gentlemen, the graduating class of 1997 excelled academically. As a result of the high levels of academic achievement by this class, they are represented tonight by 3 valedictorians and 3 salutatorians. Our valedictorians are Pratima Patel, Pao Se Chow, and David Sang, who shared a grade point average of 4.24 over their high school career. And our salutatorians are Rebecca Rowan, Ryan Wallace, and Ka Zhang, who shared a grade point average of 4.15. We have 3 different speeches to be delivered tonight. Our valedictorians are going to share a speech. They say they've been competing against each other since middle school and wanted to do something together, so they're going to give one speech 3 ways. Our salutatorian will be represented by Ryan Wallace, and selected by the class to be the speaker at large is Jenny Cromar. Our first speaker this evening, then, is our salutatorian, Ryan Wallace.
On January 20th, 1961, President John Fitzgerald Kennedy said it was time to pass the torch to a new generation of Americans. In the past 35 years, our country has made tremendous progress. However, those who think the journey has ended must pass the torch yet again to our generation. We recognize problems that never before existed or were ignored. 3 out of the 6 valedictorians and salutatorians here today are women. Yet an equally qualified woman makes, on average, less than 70 cents per dollar of what a man will make. You were taught that our country is a melting pot. However, that is no longer the case. We have created a welding factory where certain groups are allowed in but segregated into isolated areas. As new cultures are allowed into our country, we hold them together like pieces of metal and assign them a place to survive. Our country started this early on by placing the Native Americans on reservations. Now we have Chinatowns, Japanese towns, little Saigons. We place people on the other side of the tracks. We in effect allow them in, but require that they stay with their own kind. We then complain that communication seems impossible due to the failure of immigrants to learn the English language. This makes little sense. We must realize that the strength of our nation lies in its diversity. And that segregation leads to the destruction of a more perfect union. Many nationalities have been asked to divorce themselves from their history and native culture. All cultures bring with them new ideas, new hopes, and new strengths. As a diverse group, starting together with a common goal, we can overcome all obstacles. All people must be given equal rights, responsibilities, and opportunities. To do less is to weaken ourselves. There must be equal pay for equal work, and quality education must be given to all young students, regardless of their wealth or native tongue. Assembly line education must be stopped, and each individual given the opportunity to reach his or her maximum potential. Too often, in our attempt to graduate students as quickly as possible, we forget to teach them something. The population of my graduating class does not resemble those classes of the 60s and 70s. Those who have come from Asia, Africa, and Latin America have brought with them the values and history of a global community. I ask that each student present help me make the American torch bright enough to spread the light of liberty for everyone to see. All people are created equal, not just men and not just the ethnic majority. As we leave Golden Valley High School and advance into our futures, I know that Golden Valley students will continue to carry the American torch forward. We look to strengthening groups which will one day unite us, such as the American Civil Liberties Union and Common Cause. I hope when the time comes for my generation to again pass the torch forward, our country is free of prejudice and inequality.
On the lighter side of things, graduation. It's the beginning of a new journey and the bittersweet end of another. As we take another big step in life, we can look back at our lives of great accomplishments at Golden Valley. What are these achievements? Well, I'm sure we will always remember being the second graduating class and the last class to have started out as freshmen at East Campus. Our class is very intellectual as well. Tonight, there are over 370 graduating seniors, of which 230 made the honor roll last semester. This is the work of maintaining at least a 3.0 grade point average. Also, 48 students will receive a gold cord for sustaining at least a 3.5 or above GPA throughout these last 4 years. Still yet, 135 seniors took one or more of 7 advanced placement college board tests. In the sports arena, 132 seniors participated in 15 commendable JV and varsity sports teams. Meeting the needs of the new millennium, at least a fourth of the graduating class assisted in some form of community or volunteer work, and 16 students have earned the reverence of wearing a silver cord commemorating the completion of 175 hours of nonprofit work. Our class is very active as well. Close to 185 students were dynamic in one of well over 10 different clubs. Finally, many have commitments to their future, as 7 have joined the Army, and close to 1/3 of us will be continuing our schooling at a higher institution of learning. Yet these are a few of the achievements that we shall always remember. The ones that will be brightest in our minds will be the ones created tonight. Tonight is a celebration of the accomplishments of our lives. Interestingly, our lives have traveled the same path for the past 12 years, with the few that have merged on the way. But this road is about to split. Some may cross again, and yet they may not. So far, graduation has been one of our common goals, but now we each have our own goals. Achieving these goals may be easier for some than it is for others. Life's under no obligation to give us what we expect. We must take what we get and be thankful for all it gives. There is a time for departure even when there's no certain place to go. And so I leave you a quote by Emily Dickinson. Don't be dismayed at goodbyes. A farewell is necessary before we can meet again. And meeting again, after moments or a lifetime, is certain for those who are friends.
Although it's easy to dwell on the memories of the past and to hope for an idealistic future, we should take the time to recognize the present. There's nothing we can do to change the past, and what happens in the future has yet to be. However, we all have the ability to control our actions as we live the young days of our lives. When I entered high school, I never really thought about graduation, but looking at these soon-to-be graduates, I can see the importance of this event. It seems as if all our accomplishments are being condensed into one moment where we are put under the limelight. Tonight parallels the climax of a good novel, where all the characters will part soon. Lately, I've been hearing many people stress the importance of tradition. In the American Heritage Dictionary, tradition is defined as the passing down of elements of a culture from generation to generation. Because of the importance of time in this process, it is not really surprising that we do not have many traditions. Traditions occur because the people want and respect them. It is hard to create tradition because there is no set formula. However, from observing our school's athletic and academic programs for the past 3 years, as Pratima has just mentioned, it can be seen that the potential exists. Douglas Coupland of the New York Times has been quoted as the saying that our generation is lackadaisical, reactive, pragmatic, careless, uncultured, and even immoral. The only response I have to this is, who's to judge morality? What's right for one person may be wrong for another. There was a time when these same critics were labeled as radical and immoral as well. Instead of judging people on their beliefs and actions, we should take a look at their intentions. With so many paths to follow, we can only hope to choose one that will make us happy. I wish the class of '97 the best in their endeavors. And in this troublesome world of chaos, I'd like to thank Sarah Jane for helping me keep my sanity. As the famous 20th century poet once said, I think the whole world's going insane. Just let me fill my mind up with Danny as I wash away the pain.
As I look out at my classmates, I am amazed at the change we have gone through. We are the last of a dying breed who are 1/4 Merced High Bear and 3/4 Golden Valley Cougar. We started high school as insecure teenagers and are now leaving as confident adults. I can still remember myself starting high school. I was a skinny, gangly, nerdy-looking freshman, and now look at me. Oh wait, never mind, I guess I haven't changed that much. Seriously though, as this episode in our life draws to a close, every one of us must ask, what were these 4 years for? For some, it was preparation for college. For others, it was in preparation for a job. However, for all of us, it was a time to meet new people and develop lasting friendships. A time to prepare ourselves for the real world, and lastly, a time to mature. A man once said that one is living only if he is moving forward. We cannot dwell on the past, we must begin the next phase of our lives. But what does the world hold for us? The answer is, no one knows. But I do know this. Every one of us has the potential to achieve our dreams. Just consider this. We have within our class a future baseball star, a future water polo star, future track stars, numerous lawyers, and countless physicians. Who knows? Maybe one of you will be the next Bill Gates or Michael Jordan. All we need now is the strength and courage to enter the real world, away from the protection and shelter of our home, friends, and family. Now I would like to share a poem from one of my favorite children's author, Shel Silverstein, titled Picture Puzzle Piece. One picture puzzle piece lying on the sidewalk. One picture puzzle piece soaking in the rain. It might be a button of blue on the coat of the woman who lived in a shoe. It might be a magical bean or a fold in the red velvet robe of a queen. It might be the veil of a bride or a bottle with some evil genie inside. It might be a small tuft of hair on the big bouncy belly of Bobo the bear. It might be a bit of the cloak of the Witch of the West as she melted to smoke. It might be a shadowy trace of a tear that runs down an angel's face. Nothing has more possibilities than one old wet picture puzzle piece. Who knows what the future holds, but to the graduating class of 1997, I present to you this picture puzzle piece to make of it what you will. For like our future, it holds infinite possibilities.
As I look back on my high school career, I remember wondering if 4 years of high school would be a large and confusing maze. Now, at the end of my high school education, I can gladly say that I know the answer to that question. Yes, it was. Even so, it was not entirely unmanageable. And with the help of the teachers and staff here at Golden Valley High School, we have successfully been led through the maze. One rarely hears seniors express their gratitude, especially over the last 4 years. However, what better occasion to do so than this? Without the leadership and direction of teachers and administrators, friends, and family that have helped us solve the puzzle, I believe we would have succeeded, but not as well as we have. This is what graduating from Golden Valley High School has come to represent to me. A commencement to life as a result of a collective effort. John Dickey once said, "The end of education is to see men and women made whole, both in competence and in conscience. For to create the power of competence without creating a corresponding direction to guide the use of that power is bad education. Furthermore, competence without direction will finally disintegrate apart from conscience." What John Dickey is trying to say is that merely learning information is not enough. We must also learn about life and how to apply information to it. Teachers, friends, and family direct and help us develop the conscience to coincide with competence. The staff and administration at Golden Valley have not only taught us how to competently type, read, write, speak, act, and play music, but have also taught us how to be compassionate, to believe, to think independently, and to choose the right. We may never fully recognize the gifts that you, the staff, have taught us, gifts of your time, humor, and talents. You have helped us become more tolerant of those that are different from ourselves. You have opened our eyes and awakened our senses, not to what you think we should feel, but what you know we should explore on our own. As we emerged from the maze, we realized that teachers were not our only guides. Our friends offer us strength in a way no others possibly could. They see us not only for what we are, but for what we are also becoming. They offer solace, sympathy, and strength. Friends represent all that is the same and all that is different in this world, and teach us how to live. Friends keep us on the straight and narrow path. Family, too, no matter how insane they make us, are important in what we decide to do with our lives. Whether we travel abroad or stay where we are, go to college or get a job, family is who we return to again and again. Our immediate family is not the only one we have a chance to develop. Family are the people who care about and accept you. We are family, bound by the inseverable thread that is now complete after 4 years. We have sewn a quilt of tradition that will warm those who follow. Teachers, friends, and family have helped us through this maze called high school. Along the way, they have given us maps, shown us shortcuts, and offered us directions. But perhaps more importantly, they have taught us how to do it on our own. We may not conquer the world, change the philosophies of millions, save an entire generation, or even use all the tools and gifts we've been given. However, with the experiences we've had and the trials we've faced here at Golden Valley High School, who knows, maybe we will.
Good evening. On behalf of the senior class officers and the graduating class of 1997, I am honored to present our senior class gift, a marquee, to Golden Valley. Thank you.
Thank you. On behalf of the Golden Valley student body, it is an honor for me to accept your senior gift. The marquee will serve as a reminder of the wonderful contributions that the class of 1997 has made at Golden Valley High School. We thank you and congratulate all of you.
This is the moment. This is the day. This is the moment when I know I'm on my way. Every endeavor I have made ever is coming into play, is here and now today. This is the moment, this is the time when the momentum and the moment are in rhyme. Give me this moment, this momentous moment. I'll gather up my past and make some sense at last. This is the moment when all I've done, all of the dreaming, scheming, and screaming becomes one. This is the day. Just see it shine when all I've lived for becomes mine. This is the moment. This is the hour when I can open up tomorrow like a flower and put my hand to everything I plan to fulfill my grand design, see all my stars align. This is the moment, my final test. Destiny beckoned, I never reckoned second best. I won't look down, I must not fall. This is the moment, the sweetest moment of them all. This is the moment, damn all the odds. This day or never, I'll sit forever with the gods. When I look back, I will recall moment for moment. This is the moment, the greatest moment of them
It's a bad hair day. Which for me isn't a big deal. My name is Ralph Swenson. I'm the proud principal of Golden Valley High School. Especially proud to be affiliated with the class of 1997. Let me tell you about this class. But before I do, they're maintaining a tradition we started last year with our first set of graduates, and that's to honor the members of our faculty and staff that are here tonight. Many of them are sitting down in front. Many of them are helping on the perimeter. But would they all please rise for a moment of recognition, please? Our faculty and staff that are here this evening. Thank you. 6 members of this graduating class were on the academic decathlon team, which won first place in the Merced County competition. That group wishes to extend their thanks to their terrific coach, Carol Tiso, who will be leaving Golden Valley to pursue her PhD. Carol? "26 of our graduates tonight are wearing white sashes. They symbolize membership in the AVID program here on our campus, which promotes high academic achievement. In addition, we have, as mentioned earlier, 16 of our students performed over 175 hours of community service work during their high school career and are wearing silver cords this evening. 12 of our graduates received special recognition for involvement in a variety of FFA competitions, including ag mechanics, power mechanics, and leadership. And of course, as you saw this evening, several members of our class of 1997 were members of the Golden Valley Cougar Marching Band and Color Guard. They won 8 sweepstakes awards, 3 of which were grand sweepstakes. The Color Guard won the Northern California Band Association Winter Guard State Championships. Earlier this evening, you heard our jazz ensemble perform, and they are clearly one of the standout groups in the entire state of California. 9 of our seniors were recognized as award winners at regional art shows, and 2 of them will have attended the California State Summer School for the Arts by the time they finish their careers, affiliated with Golden Valley High School. 61 members of this class have accepted and are planning to attend 4-year universities next fall, and 150 of them have received scholarships. Two nights ago, as we had our scholarship event in the theater, those 150 students, which represents 40% of our class, received scholarships in the amount of over $2 million. Athletically, 31 of these seniors were named to the academic all-conference teams for maintaining 3.5 or better grade point averages while competing on a varsity athletic team. 48 of our senior athletes were named to the CCC All-League teams, representing the best athletes in each of those sports. 2 of our men's water polo players were named All-Northern California, and 1 of them was named All-American. 4 members of our men's swimming team also received All-America recognition as part of a relay team. 2 of our graduates are receiving full athletic scholarships to Division I programs, 1 in baseball and 1 in volleyball. And this class has members who were on conference championship teams in volleyball, cross country, track, as well as section playoff appearances in men's and women's water polo, girls basketball, men's golf, and of course, members of this class played on the first ever section championship team in men's basketball and men's track. They're not finished yet. This weekend, members of this class will compete in the California State Track Championships in Sacramento, and 1 member of this class enters that meet possessing the fastest 800-meter time in the United States of America. But now their greatest accomplishment of all is about to happen, as these fine young men and women will become the 2nd set of graduates for Golden Valley High School, the class of 1997. Let's give them a big hand. With us this evening from the Merced Union High School District Board of Trustees is Mrs. Ann Anderson. And Mrs. Anderson, it is my honor to present these students to you for graduation. They've successfully completed all the requirements of the California State Board of Education, as well as those of the Merced Union High School District Board of Trustees. They stand before you this evening as the 2nd graduating class in the history of Golden Valley High School, the class of 1997. I don't think so. At no point in my remarks did I say they were all angels. Mrs. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Swenson. And it's my honor to acknowledge the outstanding accomplishments of this class and to accept the Golden Valley High School class of 1997.
One small change in the program, I will have to substitute for Mrs. Nixon, my assistant principal, who's here in everything but voice. She's suffering from laryngitis this week, so I'm going to try and carry the ball with the... I'm going to try and carry on with a little help from Carol Tiso and Dave Hedrick, two of our AP teachers who will assist us with the presentation of the gold cords. I would like to present those graduating seniors who have excelled academically. These students are receiving gold cords, have maintained a, excuse me, a 3.5 or higher grade point average while enrolled in high school. Please join me in giving these students a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin the diplomas, I want to remind you of a long-standing tradition at Golden Valley, 1 year. But our first set of graduates started a tradition last year of which we are very proud. And it is very unique. And that is that at the conclusion of tonight's ceremony, the class will have a moment for quiet observation and reflection. And 30 seconds after that, they will have a recessional, and they'll march out as they marched in as a class. Thank you for staying seated during that time. Thank you.
Rebecca Ellen Rowan. Prima Patel. Ryan Christopher Wallace. Todd John. David K. Singh. C.C. Alvarez. A. Dua. Janelle Dual Avila. Melissa May Anderson. Les Lewis. Brett Allen Bridge. Michelle Lee Ortiz. Chris Carr. Julio Perez. Lisa Passeri. Ryan Pierce. True C. Kang. And Catherine Ryan. Michael Brian Cornwell. Lou Say Lee. Matthew Aaron Davis. Stephanie Sanchez. Aaron Iceberg. Marlo Francine Schaefer. Bridget Ann Ferrari. Richard Allen Silva Jr. Megan Marie George. Amber Marcella Smith. Brandy Ann Griffin. Michelle Lynn Calcaro. Megan Duan Huff. Masad Ming Yu Tanioka. Ronan Kerr. Laura Nicole Tanetti. Michael Paul Johnson. Heather Christine Wilson. Jamie Lee. Chow Paul Yang. Amy Michelle Matzenbacher. Lynn Yang. Alberto Montez. Annie Louise May. Jeanette Alvarez. Jer Tao. Elizabeth Maria Azevedo. Cole Lord. Robert Patrick Atchison. Sue Lord. Nicholas Harmon. Angel Bailey. Janelle Elaine Almeida. Casey Bailey. Juan Alimar. Michael Frank Borsica. Corina Simone Amaro. Salome Chavez Luna. Sergio Alvarez. Vidal Luna. Shady Eamon Amin.
Michael James McQueen.
Heather Marie Andrade.
Morgan Joseph Madruga.
Madonna Arano.
Jesus Eduardo Magana.
Tiama DeAndre Armstrong.
Adam Mark.
Melissa Arroyo.
Julia Ann Mark.
Ignacio Maria Avila.
Michelle Martin.
Veronica Renee Balder.
Eunice Martinez.
Jason Edward Ballinger.
Tanya Martinez.
Tamara Eleanor Bannock.
Matthew McCauley.
Santiago Francisco Barbosa.
Jennifer McCall.
Adam William Barden.
Jacqueline Valerie McGee.
Monica Renee Vargas.
Gary McKenzie.
Brian G. Barnett.
Molly Ann Mead.
Lee Barnett.
Christina Marie McGillis.
Aaron Maureen Bain.
Jesus Medina.
Raymond L. Bessemer.
Marcella Marie Mija.
Joy Bettenford.
Melissa Madonna.
Jeffrey Daniel Bennett.
Ryan Matthew Mendoza.
Lisa Bianchi.
Bianchi Mendoza.
Brandon Lee Booth.
Jeremy William McCarter. Brian Paul Mills.
Christopher Lee Booth.
Juan Carlos Miramontes.
Curry Lee Borba. Danica Niema Bourgeois.
Loretta Janet Moreno.
Jennifer Bristow.
Vine A. Moore.
Gregory J. Brown.
Jerry Moore.
Tiana Brown.
Cole Moore.
Sonia Bozan.
Cor Moore.
John Rommel.
Linda Moore.
Jennifer Christine Berkeley.
Moore.
Beth Butler.
Dave Moore.
Joy Batici.
John Moore.
Angel Maria Calderon.
Manuel Murillo.
Susan Marie Tamara.
Darren David Nanini.
Christina Marie Cameron.
Eva Navarro.
Melissa Colette Farrell.
Eric Joseph Nelson.
Rita Marie Tocatino.
Dennis Allen Nightingale.
Armando Casillas.
Bridget Marie
Gerardo Castaneda.
Michael Kristen Olmos.
Stephen Christopher Castellanos.
Stacey Louise Olson.
Maria Castillo.
Monica Lucia Ancerez.
Aaron Nicosio Kristen Marie Chacon.
Paris.
Amy Jerez.
John Perry.
Chua Chang.
Richard Allen Morales.
Chang Chang.
Zara Kathleen Ferreira.
Cao Chang.
Tammy Kathleen Ferreira.
Kay Chang.
Amy Pineda.
Yin Chang.
Draymond Patkins.
Anna Templeton.
Ernesto O'Connor Placidia.
Mario Cobian.
Marissa Ann Taylor.
Guadalupe Pomaneres.
Bernadette Ann Freda.
Daniel Christopher Condon. Christiane Correa.
Savannah Leah Savina Leah Galino.
Nicole Crystal Cota.
Jesus Garcia
Jennifer Rebecca Cuomo.
Stephanie Michelle Roma.
Brendan Cruz.
Ryan William Lindsay.
Benjamin James Curtis.
Garavana Latanya.
Alicia Daly.
Jennifer Elaine Reed.
Callie Marie Davis.
Benjamin Reinsdorf.
Joy Lynn Davis.
Rafael Montanez.
Samantha Joanne Day.
Dana Renee Reed.
Tamara Robin Day.
And Ronald Leo.
James Carlos De Leon.
Ruben Manuel Rivera.
Christina Elena De La Reyes.
Ronell Renee Roach.
John Emily Dean.
Alicia Mariano Rocha.
Robert Margot Delaware.
Christina Martinez.
Joshua Dwayne Diaz.
Marissa Rodell.
Eileen Candace May Downey.
Amelia Sanchez Quesada.
Edward Drum.
Ivan A. Romo.
J.J. Germany.
Anne Marie Louie.
Rodney Edge.
Amelia Rosas Jr.
Becca Edgar.
Grant Isle Ward.
Sarah Jane Eisenhardt.
Jacob Jackson Hendricks.
Jesus Esquivel. Lupe Estrada.
Aurora Reese.
Jaime Estrada.
Fawn Seychow.
Romero Estrada.
San Lee.
Virginia Fatima Fagundes.
Sin Lee.
Lucero Felix.
Yan Lee. Thomas
Allison Doreen Bellows.
Thomas Tom Sandera.
Juan Flores. Julie Ann Flowers.
Juan Carlos Salas.
Christina Lynn Ford.
Macedonio Salazar.
Jennifer Marin Fuego.
Jaime Sanchez.
Caroline Irene Pabuglia.
Lucila Sanchez.
Adam Thompson.
Stephen J. Sanchez.
Jose Pedro Gallardo Rincon.
Latina J. Sandowska.
Jacob Alberto Gomez.
Maria T. Sandoval.
Jason Joe Garcia.
April Catherine Salcido.
Antonio Garcia.
Michael Douglas Smith.
Robert James Godfrey.
Dion Scotty.
Fernando C. Gomez.
Matthew Carl Scott.
Delicia Sylvia Gonzalez.
Michael Vincent Sopa.
Lisa Gonzalez.
Justin Jeffrey Paul Sharp.
Kevin Allen Wood.
Elizabeth Lorena Shira.
Sierra Gooding.
Lynette Marie Silliman.
Michael Goodman.
Angel Silva.
Marie Goodwin.
Matthew Silva.
Terrence Anthony Goodwin. Wesley Wayne Gossett.
Jennifer Lynn Souza.
Tiffany Yesenia Granados.
Anthony Daniel Sprint.
Tawana Shanique Green. Melissa Ann Gregory.
Ryan F. Steiger.
Melissa Marie Grimaldi.
Melissa Michelle Stoppel.
James Kurt Grimes.
Ryan Catherine Stubbs.
Amy Grissom.
And Renee Suaba.
Melissa Marie Grossi.
Shay Siabu.
Patricia Guerrero.
Todd Nicholas Terry.
Susan Guerrero.
Alan Taylor. Sanse Kamalwan.
George Ruwan Haig Jr.
Andy Now.
Calvin Harris. Coolidge Harris student.
Being Town.
Monique Renee Henderson.
Chu Town.
Val Bird.
Ting Town.
Jared Kerr.
Ying Town.
Yuan Kerr.
Christopher Michael Thomas.
Cesar Hernandez.
Marie Elizabeth Thomason.
Ryan Sterling Hess.
Michael Stevenson Thomason Jr.
Diana Hinman.
Justin Thompson.
Jeremy James Horn.
Mark David Bernay Jr.
Stephanie Christina Huckabee.
Jesus Torres.
Michael Aaron Rezar.
Carrie Megan Turner. Danielle Marie Hulana. Matthew Bryant Urrutia. Matthew Thomas Edwardson. Maria Luisa Ibarra. Carlos Valencia. Micah Justin Endler. Jacqueline Suzanne Valenzuela. Michelle Elizabeth Irby. Paul Banks. Kimberly Ann Ivy. Cole Banks. Naomi Renee Jackson. Paul Banks. David Anton Jacobs. Christina L. Vargas. Edson Jair Jimenez. Michael Anthony Vasquez. Daniel Vasquez. Keith Brandon Callender. Renee Gustavo Villa. Matthew Lewis Kelleher. Song Booth. Hong Kong Kiwansa. Mai Ye Ya Booth. Udari Kampumi. Benjamin Kane Walter. Darren Scott Flickner. Aaron James Yorkdale. Scott E. Knight. Theophilus Claret Warren. Ivarian Claret Miles. Michael Wasavage. Jesse Gordon Landis. Tanya G. Football. Tom Lasseron. Joshua Whitby. Maya Magdalena Ledesma. T.J. Anthony Wilson. Jamie Lee. Katrina Diana Winder. Laura Lee. Lonnie Donnell Wright. Mao Chu Lee. Justin J. Wiley. Mai Lee. Dino Leslie B. Wynn Jr. IV. Patrice Renee Leonardo. Don Shaw. James Edward Levine. Dua Shaw. Edward Wilbert Levine III. Lee Shaw. Charlotte Lindenberg. Dua Shaw. Stephen William Lockwood. Dua Shaw. Irene Lomelli. Leah Shaw. Caroline Lopez. Rose Shaw. Joyce Renee Lopez. York Paul Shaw. Mai Ying Shaw. Sally Shaw. Elizabeth Ganesh. Molly Yang. Zhou Yang. Jacqueline Roy Yansko. Summer Young. Himera Zeladon. And Christy L. LeVar.
Would all the graduates please stand? and turn your tassel from left to right. Ladies and gentlemen, the class of 1997.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I ask you to keep the aisles open for the recessional. We can have the music, please.